So we're looking at some of the smaller pieces now, Tina, and we're standing in front of these three: Azura Ferno, Hope and Wonder, and Sharing Light. And they're the three that have the more fantastical elements. And we spoke briefly about these as part of a larger series. And I just wonder if you can give us a bit of background on them and thematically, what are they doing?
So these three were part of 6 originally that I did during the lockdown, and at the time that I actually painted each one, it was more just, I thought I just wanted to explore the whole fantasy world and paint a unicorn and a dragon, and I used, part of what I do is when I'm hiking or something in the woods, I imagine things. So I am looking around thinking, wouldn't it be so cool if a unicorn was coming out of the mist on this hike? And so those kinds of things translated. This is actually based on rocks that are a rock formation that's up on near Beckworth Peak, and this is actually part of the Cascade Trail hike near the spot where the water comes down all the time,
sure.
And the ferns and the moss. So those were the bases that I thought as I was painting them. But then after I painted all of the fantasy series and had them leaned out on the mantelpiece, I was sitting there looking at them, and each one, it occurred to me, represents something that I was feeling at a time during the first part of the COVID lockdown. And so Azura Ferno's, you can imagine a mother dragon protecting her lair, so to speak, home, staying home with the kids and making sure everybody was safe, and having an essential worker that was going back and forth from the house to, just feeling really protective. And then Hope and Wonder kind of came a little later in COVID, where you start feeling like, well, maybe things will get better and we'll get back to normal, and wouldn't that be wonderful to how would you feel if you saw a unicorn in the forest? You'd think, oh, Hope and Wonder. And then Sharing the Light was probably the most symbolic for me, because I was missing people so much. I missed them so much, and I'm kind of an introvert but a social person at the same time. So I was really having a hard time doing all of the communication long distance and Zoom and phone calls. And so that one is more, you can't be close to each other. You can't really touch, but you can share the light with each other from a slight distance. So
that's powerful. That's powerful, right? I know that my own relationship with the natural world under COVID conditions has become that more precious to me, and in that way perhaps more marvelous. And it seems like that's what you're capturing here. And
I didn't actually realize that until I saw them all laid out together. And I thought,
what was that moment like for you?
It was enlightening for myself. It was one of the first times I realized that art was really, I was able to express myself even more than I even knew through my art. And it's not just painting a pretty picture. You're not just painting a pretty scene. You're actually saying something with your art and exposing what you feel.
Really powerful. These are wonderful. Thanks.
Thanks.